Good morning. It is 8:37 and I have been listening to Christmas music for the last hour because it is July 25th. It is Christmas in July and it actually feels like Christmas in July because it is 32 degrees outside. So I'm just getting ready to go to the archive and I thought that I would take you guys along or try my best for a week in the life of someone going to archives in the summer. If you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Catherine. I am currently a fourth year and entering a fourth year PhD student studying history at Ohio State University, and I'm in Australia for 7 weeks. I am on week, let's see, I have 3 weeks to go. So what does that make this? I've done 4 weeks. I am currently staying with a professor that I have a connection through to my advisor, and I met him last year when he came to OSU and staying with him and his wife, but they are out of town and get back sometime later this week, so I have just been by myself for the last few days. I am very happy with all the amenities here. I got to wash my clothes and take a nice warm shower, because let me tell you, the houses are still very cold here, which I was definitely warned about. Australia has very different building codes, so the houses are not really insulated at all, from what I understand, and so every house has been very cold, but the houses also have like heating blankets, which have been my best friend, and just, yeah, lots of layering. Today I am going to the National Library of Australia. I got my library card yesterday, which was really good because this weekend they are going through some catalog changes and you won't be able to get a card over the weekend. And originally I was supposed to be 3 days at the National Archives, and I went yesterday and finished looking through all my things in literally like 2 hours, and it was such a bust and very disappointing. And I had a moment about that, but then we went to the library instead, and there's a lot of stuff there, so we'll see. I don't know if it would take me the whole week, but I'm sure it could based on all the different types of things I have at this archive, but we shall see. I'm still bummed about the National Archives. I'm really looking for something specific here in Australia that I can't find, and no one thinks it exists, but I feel like it does. I'm really on the hunt for applications for separation allowances during World War I that people's spouses, etc., would write to the government requesting separation allowances. No one seems to know where that is or if those files still exist, but I'm sure they do, but no one knows. So I'm working on a lot of other stuff while I try and figure that out. But for the meantime, I've got about 20 minutes before I need to leave and catch the bus, so I'm going to try and put contacts in and do a few other things to get ready and then head out the door. The archive is literally only a 10 to 15 minute drive, but I don't have a car here, nor would I know how to drive in Australia. So instead I have to take an hour to get to the archive and take 2 different buses. But that's the life of someone archiving in a different country. Okay, I have like 10 minutes before I need to go out the door, but I wanted to show you what I pack in my backpack to go to the archive. Starting off this week, I am taking a lunch with me because we're on a budget and we did not get the grant funding that we needed to fully fund the trip that I decided to take. So we are packing our lunch to the archive. Fortunately, this archive does have multiple places that you can eat indoors. Like I said in my last video, most archives, you can't take bags in there. This is the same place for a lot of the areas, can't have the backpack, but you can go down to lower levels and eat and relax. So I will be doing that for lunch today. Got lots of stuff at the grocery store over the weekend. I also have a notebook. I have my computer. I had not been taking my computer, but for the kind of work I'm doing, it's just easier to track things on my laptop with me. And I have a water bottle that I can only drink on my breaks, and pencils because you can only take pencils in the archive. I also have a portable charger because some places don't actually have wall plugs that you can use, and my phone dies pretty quickly when I'm using it to take a ton of pictures. And a very important thing for today that I am bringing is, watch me not even be able to locate it, a USB stick. At this archive, I also have a lot of microfilm that I'm looking through, and this is a place that I can put all the things that I want off the microfilm onto a USB. So this is gonna be very important. I did not have this with me yesterday. Lessons learned, and I will be doing it today. Okay, now I really need to put shoes on and get out the door so I don't miss my bus. Okay, I just got home from the archives. Let me tell you, for some reason the bus is like super chaotic taking it at the end of the day compared to the morning. I don't know what it is. I think I'm getting some of the bus lines mixed up because it seems like there's multiple buses that have the same number, but they're a different type of line. Anyways, we made it back. I don't even know what time it is. Probably just around 5. I finished up slightly early today because I'd finished with one section of things and I didn't really jump into something else. I am not finding anything particularly groundbreaking, but I feel like that's how it goes at the archives a lot of times. It is still important stuff that's going to be good background material, little stories I can insert here and there throughout the dissertation, but I don't know, it's days like today that are just a slog. And it's just a reminder of how isolating the work can be. Like, you just go sit and you do your work for like 6, 7, 8 hours and then you leave. So this evening I'm gonna have some soup. I've been having lots of soup since it is winter here, and then probably relax with an old season of RuPaul's Drag Race and just try and stay hydrated because I've been super dehydrated lately. But yeah, this is the backyard. It's a beautiful little setup. They even have a hot tub that they told me I could use, and the first day I like tried to open it, there was a giant spider and I do not want to mess around with Australian spiders, so I said, we're gonna leave that. But that was my day at the archives. Tomorrow, same place, same time, not the same material, but it's probably just gonna feel like an exact repeat of today. Conquering my fears. I hate fire. Very rough start getting out of bed this morning, but we are putting on all of our winter gear and heading to the bus. I actually really don't mind taking the bus. I am less inclined to read on a bus though, and I usually read a lot if I'm taking a train. But anyways, I got to the National Library. It was a super foggy day, and then I got to work on this massive stack of letters. I'm reading through the letters of Vance and Nettie Palmer, who were two literary figures, and there's actually a lot of good stuff in here. She talks a lot about her kids, and yeah, I'll mention this later, but I got emotional in the archive. I was so excited to finally find some things, and then the sun set, and it was time for me to head back home. I spent literally my entire afternoon working on those letters. Okay, I just walked in the door. I'm looking so haggard. The way home was miserable. It took an hour to get somewhere that like I can't walk from, but it is only like a 12-minute car drive, and it's just so frustrating having to rely on buses during rush hour. And when I left, it was like this beautiful sunset, and then when I have to change buses, and while I was waiting for the second bus, it was just like pitch black outside, freezing. The only good thing is that there are so many stars here. It's absolutely beautiful. I tried to get like a little clip. You probably can't see anything, but that was nice walking back to the house from the second bus stop. I'm trying to open this. Okay, let me open this and then we'll come back. Okay. It's been a while, but I think I was keeping you guys updated on my chronic arm pain, and today I had a major flare because of the amount of work that I was doing at the archive today and taking so many pictures. I found a lot of really good stuff. I literally had a moment at the archive where I was literally like tearing up because I was just so relieved to finally find something. I feel like it's been a real slog the past few days. So I did find a lot of good stuff in the last like 3 hours of the day, but it took a while to get there. It took a while to get there. But I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm gonna put some soup on and then just relax for the rest of the night. And actually I need to do some archive management work and upload the pictures I took today to my Google Drive. But besides that, relax, relax, relax. Thursday, I started upstairs in the special collections. Here's my super fancy spreadsheet I've been using. I'm going to do a whole video about it because I've just been loving it. And I finished up all the remaining boxes I had to do and then headed downstairs to the regular part of the library to spend the rest of the day looking through some women's journals, which I find super fun, and I'm obsessed with all the recipes. Absolutely nothing I hate more than leaving an archive and it's dark outside. Ah. So my host ended up coming back this day, and they went to bed super early because they still had jet lag from Europe, but they had this fire going, left me wine and a sweet note, and it was great. So on Friday, it was my last day at this archive, and I spent most of the day going through microfilm, looking at another women's journal called The Women's Budget. And it's really interesting because it has a correspondence section where different women would write in needing advice or various things like that. And it's a super interesting way to get at women's experience. This was super tedious, but I got a lot of stuff on my USB drive that I'm excited to go through when I'm back in the States.